Ago to Voch Raboisai. Mordechai. Welcome to all the guests. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Yosef Stam from? Flatbush. And you are a Stam also? Daniel. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Menachem Melech. From? London. We already met once. And Shalom Aleichem. Yoselavsky? From Lakewood, New Jersey. How are you related to Rafal Yoselavsky? You're not. You know each other. And that's your son? Friend, what's your name? Shmuel Chaim Meir. Shalom Aleichem. All right. What's your name? All related? Yeah. So you come in the schus your father. You don't do the shir with me. You do the competition. I can tell. You're trying to convert him. It's not going well.
We do the shir.
I know. That's why he sat all the way in the back over there. What's your name? Wow. You're doing the shir, the two of you against the two of you. Very nice. As long as we're doing something. Okay. Bernach. That's it. Oh, what's your name? The guy's been from, you're in the IDF now? Shalom Aleichem. Huh? Wow. No, you're not. It's going to be over in a week. What do you mean? All right. Givaldik. Gary Ben Moshe, who's up there in the booth, he's flying out to Europe. He's being magdam us by a day. We're going on a class trip sponsored by MDY, not with MDY money, but sponsored by somebody in MDY for those who gave over, I think it's $15,000. There are a few people that are somebody like Benny Rodnick, who didn't give 15, but he gave thousands of dollars, but hundreds of hours of his time. And he's not on salary, so he's coming with. You want to come also? Be'ez Hashem next year. You have your opportunity. We're going to the Chavetz Chaim's Kever, Be'ez Hashem. We're going to the Vilna Gaon. It's more of a Litvische Kfarim trip. I have a tremendous Zakar Satayv to Yossi Klein, who took over the direction of MDY, and he decided on his own that he has to do this Zakar Satayv thing, and I have tremendous Zakar Satayv thing because I really want to go to the Vilna Gaon's Kever. I'm named after the Vilna Gaon and the Chavetz Chaim's Kever, but I don't have time usually. So like this, we're going to give shiurim, Be'ez Hashem, and Chachmei Lublin, by Meir Shapiro, and by in Radin. It's going to be Givaldik. Beautiful thing. I'm looking forward. Last year that I'm giving here, tomorrow I'm giving 3 shiurim in Beis Medrash, morning and evening in English, and 1 in Hebrew. So, anybody wants to come tomorrow evening, I don't know exactly what time. Probably after, I don't know, what time should we do it? After the Hebrew or before the Hebrew? Before. If you prepare it, I'll do it before. Okay, fine, before. When's Hebrew? 9 o'clock? So do English, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock English, Daf Ayin Vav, and then Hebrew Daf Ayin Vav. Okay, this is from, it says, I don't know, Awkward Bacher, Rabbi Greenspan, he's very famous. He says like this: when I was 17 years old, I went completely off the derech due to a Rebbe planting a Game Boy in my knapsack and frasking me barabim, and I stopped learning. Until one day, I was in the IDF in the middle of flying a fighter jet when I heard my co-pilot listening to the shir. Right then, I started crying so hard. All of a sudden, I woke up from my dream, and I was in my house in Lakewood with my wife standing over me, nagging me to wake up and telling me I missed the daf shir again. What do you think this is going to be? Another yellow gold tearjerker? The best chizuk is the unsung hero, the regular guy trying again and again, never giving up. It's not about the daf, it's about the yomi. Wow, I'm so hyped up right now, I could lick 100 stamps. Thanks for all you do. Please see the meme attached. Eli Stefansky baby. I don't know. I didn't even get to the meme, so I don't know. You'll add it. What, you saw it? What is it? Send it to Gary. Maybe he'll show it on the screen in the middle of share. There's already, 1,500 names that came in to daven. Now, I think it's weird. A Litvak going to Kvarim, taking kvittels from people. I don't know. It's a little strange. Hello, Rebelli. Can you please daven for your Talmud? You got to go online and put. I'm not taking these private emails. There's 1,005 names plus this guy's email. Okay, whatever. We'll try it. Tzaddik, go online and put your name in there. Who else? Okay, I don't have. We're going straight into the shir. You guys want to sing a song? We'll cover the. It's supposed to be before. We'll edit it. This one of our chashuvim came in and he was mebabel the yoitris. Okay, it's not your fault. It's my fault. Our boys say we're holding a tremendous agadita here. Daf Ayin Dalid. And we have to do sponsors before we start. Okay, good thing. The Chayalim of the month, sponsored by Binyomin Rosenfeld Vatzlachem Business. Masechta for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Parnas HaChodesh L'Nishma Zechariah ben Moshe L'Nishma Zechariah bas Yosef. Parnas HaChodesh. Binyomin Rosenfeld with gratitude to Biderman, Rebelli, Gedale, Fenster, and Michael Safdie. Parnas HaChodesh Eli Stefansky Abba Rennert for the refuah shleima and safe and speedy return of all the Chayalim. And Moshe Tzvi Dalber, Dr. Moshe Tzvi Dalber from Lincoln also would starve to that. Parnas HaChodesh matching Rebelli's donation l'schut Chayalim for the month. So we had a guy who, if you never listened to this year, we had a captain. He actually came yesterday, came with all the IDF clothing, and he sent the email that he said that we're not saying anything for the Chayalim, so I am sponsoring the month for the Chayalim, that people like yourself don't have to go back, and those who are there should be safe, and those who were injured, thousands, I don't know, what's the number? You know the number? 3,000, 5,000, between 3,000 and 5,000 are injured, and they should all have refuah shleima. Parnas Shavua, official Mitzvah Motivators in memory of Rabbi Yaakov Shlomo ben Yechiel, Elchonon, father of Elchonon and Morah, Toby, and Zaide of Mrs. Friedland and Yechiel, Elchonon Hefter. Parnas Shavua for shleima speedy recovery from a heart surgery, David ben Rivka. Parnas Hayoim, Karen and Pinny Gildin, Zech Nishmas infant daughter Elisheva Leora bas Pinchas Boruch on her 13th yard-side Hey Elul. Huh? Where's Pinny? Oh, Shalom Aleichem. The Shabbat should have an Aliyah. Yisroel Goldstein, Nishmas, my mother on her 20th yard-side Hey Elul. Chanayenta bas Reb Nisan HaKoyen and for Hatzlacha for the Nasiya to Europe. We're going to miss Yisroel. We invited him as our in-house photographer, but I guess he had other jobs. He wasn't able. I'm going to really miss him. Art of the month was chus for Rebelli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. Rabbi said we're holding on the bottom of Ein Gimel Amud Beis, the last line. Here's a question. I have a few questions for the Olam. Does it Issa D'Oraisa to be Mesaris an animal, a dog, to neuter a dog, a cat? People don't realize it, but it's Issa D'Oraisa. What? Where are we? Oh, that's right. We didn't get there in English. So where are we? I don't have any parentheses. Just say what it is. Oh, Simon. Okay, good. Fine. But my question still exists. Is there a Isser D'Oraisa to be Mesaris a fish? This is the D'Oraisa Mesaris a person, an animal. What about a fish? Huh? Anybody? Want to take a stab at it? Guess? No? No one? No Isser. Fish, no Isser. Why? Because you don't have to shech it, so you can be Mesaris. Okay. Another question. Is it mutter for a woman to make tzitzis? Yes. No. Our guest from London, he says machlokes. But you're not allowed to say machlokes. That's Hillel's job, and he's not here. He's not here. So you're close enough. You're close enough. Very good. Okay. So Zokti Gemara, Simin ka'afra de tchelta trakte akraba l'silte v'amar Rabbi bar Chana. We're talking about, we have 21 stories here, not all from Rabbi bar Chana. This is like 6-7 lines from the bottom, but a bunch of them, most of them from Rabbi bar Chana. Zimnachado avaka zilim b'madbero. We were once going in the desert. V'Islavi b'hadon ha'utaya, the Ishmaeli. Ataya is an Arab, a Yishmael guy that roams the land. That have a shokal afro moirachle v'amar. He had a talent. He had a power. He was able to take dirt from the ground and smell it. He would say, "Ha'orcha de duchta plan, va'orcha de duchta plan." If just by smelling it, he would say we could go there If you go that way, you get to that place. Could you also tell from smelling the dirt how far we are from a source of water? Give me some dirt. It's about 17, 18 miles away from here. So we did it again. Now we're 3 parsa away. 7 miles, 7.5 miles away. I switched up the samples. In Yeshiva, we once did a Coke test, the Pepsi test. You take Coke, Pepsi. So the guy said, there's no way you're going to know this. No way. So I tasted it. I said, there's Pepsi and Coke. Well, how did you know? I said, what else can it be? If you said there's no way, then obviously there's some shtick there. So either you're going to put 2 Cokes or 2 Pepsis or mix them up, and it's pashut. So he had a better talent. He was able to say, but they mixed it up. They took the 8 parsa one and the 3 parsa. I don't know what they did exactly. They mixed the 8 and the 3, or they just mixed it around. He was able to figure it out. We couldn't mix him up. He was good. Omar Li, so the Arab says, the Ishmaeli says, let me show you the generation of those who died in the Midbar. Azli, Chazatinu v'damu kumandim in Basme. We went and we saw they were as if they were drunked up, they were drunk, they were in a good mood, they were mamish, laying there, it looked like they were just resting from being drunk. They were still like alive, even though we're talking about 1,500 years later or whatever it was. V'ganu aparkid, and they were resting on their back. One of them had his knee bent. This Arab that was with me went underneath his knee, when he's on top of a camel. Here's something like this. His roimach was that, or this is what I put in there, but the guys in the 3D department, they decided to do something different. They did something like this. That blue, those are the tchelas. That's the tzitzis they were wearing. So the kids they were huge human beings. Okay. The roimach, the spear didn't touch the knee. Says the Gemara, so I cut off one of the corners of the tchelas of the Meisei Midbar, and we couldn't move. The animals wouldn't go. Omar Li, this guy's been around there a couple of times. He knew already. He said, you probably stole something. Voch shapsi. Did you take something? You better give it back. We have a Kabbalah. We know that if you try to take something from the Meisei Midbar, you're not going to be able to go anywhere. I gave it back. We started moving. Taisus says on top over here, the small Taisus. Oh, sorry, not this one. Because there's a whole shayla, do you put a talus over the mace? Do the mace goes? Do you bury it with tzitzis? Over here it seems like you bury it with tzitzis. And he goes on to say, maybe the Rebbe Tam all the way down, go down. The Rebbe Tam says, you get buried. Here's Hillel. Somebody already said, you say machlokes, but you weren't here, so he did it for you. So you bury somebody with tzitzis to say this person was mekayim the whole Torah, but in our generation, and this is the generation of Tosfos, not in our generation, we can't do that anymore. Another thing Tosfos says later on, it's very interesting. He says that people don't have enough money to buy a talus anymore. In the time of Tosfos, they're so poor, they didn't have, so it's shleima vaysh mishein loy. We don't want to bury somebody with tzitzis because there are other people that don't have. Okay. But what's very interesting, Tosfos brings here the famous story that we know, and it just reminds me of one of the best words that I know of. On Tisha B'Av, Klal Yisrael would dig a grave. Every single person would dig a grave. And for the 40 years or 38 years that were left, every year, a 38th of Klal Yisrael would remain in the grave, and the rest would get up and go around for another year. Next year, again, everybody would dig a grave. Very scary stuff. You go into the grave, you don't know if you're coming out or not. The last year, everybody went into the grave, and they waited until Tu B'Av, and then they came out, and everything was good. So the question is, why were they Zaycha? Why were the last years Zaycha to come out of the grave? They didn't die like everybody else. So the answer is, because they davened. Yeah. But every year they davened. Every year they davened. And this is the Morah Digavart. That every year they davened. But every year they never davened that hard. Because when you think that you have even the 2 years before the end, there's a 50-50 chance that you're going to make it out. When there's a 50% chance that you're going to make it out, you daven, but you don't daven with 100% heart. You daven with a 98% heart. Person goes through, chemo, whatever it is, and they tell him, oh, there's a 50%. So, okay. They tell a guy, no, stage 4. Then it's all out. It's the biggest tefillah. So these guys, when they went in, there's no out. They're the last group. They're going to die. So they daven with a tefillah shein kamayu. And it's a yisod that we can learn about tefillah. There's tefillah, and then there's tefillah. I'll go upon him. Says the Gemara. Now, think about it. If you found a pair of tefillin from the Meisei Midbar, what would you do? Right away, what would you do? You check to see if it's Rabbeinu Tam or Rashi. No? You right away, you open it up, you check, what's going on here? So that's why they were upset at him. Says the Gemara, his name was Abba. The reason why his name is Reb Abba, because people called him his name is Rabba, because they called him Rav Abba. And together it's Rabba. Like Rav Avina became Ravina. Yeah, we had that Abaye called him Abba. No, we had a few times. His name is Abba. His real name is Abba. Omruli Kol Abba. You should know the Rabbanan told him, your name is Abba, Chamara, you're a donkey. V'chol bar Barchana, you are bar Barchana, Sichsa, you're a Shaita. Why did you cut off? We know why. Why would you go over and dafka take out one corner of a tzitzis? To see if the halacha is like Bishamai or Beisilel. There's a shayla, how many strings are there in the tzitzis? Is it 4 times 2 or 3 times 2? How do we paskin? Anybody know how many strings you have in your tzitzis? 4. Like Bishamai. We paskin like Bishamai. One of the 6 times in Shaz. So take the tzitzis and see the chulyo is here. I actually have, because I once gave a shir, so I do tchelas. Okay, don't learn from me. So Chaim Kanevsky doesn't, and it was nignas, the whole thing upon him. These are chulyos. These guys right over here is the chulyo, the knots. So he says, I have. If you want to know why. Not that I don't care that Reb Chaim Kanevsky says, because Reb Chaim Kanevsky also says in a video, he says, if you believe that that's the tchelas, and then you can wear it. He tells somebody. It's on video, I have the video. So I believe, because I went through the whole sugi and I gave a share on it. I don't believe 100%, but yesh lachshosh to be mekayim derais, and there's hardly any. Huh?
You don't believe 100%, so you have 2 with tchelas and 2 without.
How do you know? Who told you? What's wrong with you? If you're already there, you should have counted. Okay, so you gave it back, but you should have counted how many strings and how many knots. Marsha says that he saw a talshit kulei tchelas. He thought maybe it's koirach, and he didn't want koirach to be embarrassed, lasad lavai, so he cut it off. So it's puzzle. But then the Arab told him, but maybe it's not koirach, maybe it's the other guys. The other guys are not going to wake up. Lasad lavai. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Omar li toach v'loch Har Sinai. Let me show you Har Sinai. Azli. So we went. Chazoy the hodrulei akrava. Around, we'll have this a few times. This word in the sugya. Hodra means surrounded by scorpions. They stood like here, like white donkeys. Again, the Marshal says this is a sign of Takanas Chachamim, the Gdarim the Chachamim have to do to keep the Torah in place, that we should be kind of Torah properly. Shamati Baskal Shemimeris, Oili Shinishbati. Chaval that I swore, Oili, what a shame that I swore the Klai Yisrael should go to Golos. And now that I swore, who's going to do Ataris Nadarim? And I said over the story, says Rabbi Chano. So they said again the same lashon. Kol Abba Chamara, your Rav, Abba, your Rabba, your Chamor. Kol Bar Chano Sichsa Shoita. You had the opportunity. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, who's going to be Mefer? You should jump in and said, Mufarlach, Mutarlach. Vusavar Dilma Shvuasa de Mabelhu. Maybe this is the Shvua of Meinoyach. They're going to have it in this week's Haftarah in Kiseitze. The Shvuah of the Mabel here. Where's the Shvuah of the Mabel? Here. Because the pasuk says before that, forget, this is a good Shvuah. This is a Shvuah. Hashem is saying, I'm not going to do the Mabel again. And this is in this coming week's Haftarah. Sometimes it really hurts when I do a Mavasedra the last minute. So this week in the parsha we had the garrison, like the axe flew out of his hand. Like, oh, what a we had the story with the axe fell out of his hand and went down 7 years. Okay, fine. I have to do it earlier. Akoponim, Kimei Noyach. Maybe HaKadosh Baruch Hu said oily on the Mei Noyach. V'Rabbanim kin oily lama, but it doesn't make sense. Oily means what a shame that I made a shvuah. What do you mean? If it's on the bad, I made a shvuah. The Klai Yisrael is giving me a galus. Oily chaval, I made such a shvuah. The Mishnah Melech asks a very nice question. How can Rabbi Bar Chana be Mefer HaKadosh Baruch Hu's neder? He's negeh b'davar. If you're a dayan and somebody comes over to you and he's from your city and has to do with you, you're not allowed to be Mefer neder. You have to say go to another city. Rabbi Bar Chana, if he's going to be Mefer neder, then he's good for him. He's not in galus anymore. So how can he be Mefer neder that he's biased? Huh? Oh! What are you saying? No, let's say what you're saying. Very nice. That's one of the tirutzim. There's 7 tirutzim. Very nice. To one tirutzim. He says it's not a hatar, it was a afara of a husband to a wife. I was mecham to the Mishnah Melech himself. What you're saying, no, it's simpler, much simpler. Not as geshmak as yours. I thought it doesn't say that it's not a good hatar. It just says he shouldn't do it. He should have jumped in and done it be'isser to get us out of galus. Okay. Let me show you where those who were swallowed up in the ground from the Koirach story. We saw 2 cracks in the ground and there was smoke coming out. He took a piece of wool and he soaked it in water. Again, we have a roimach. It's very interesting. A lot of these things we're talking about smoke here and the roimach again. And he put it on top of a metal rod. He stuck it into the crack. And when he pulled it out, it was dark, it was scorched by the heat. My boy said, you want to sing with me? There's a niggin. We didn't do a niggin before, we'll do a niggin now. This is the most, time out, let me be magdim. This is where a litvak goes crazy. Here's this niggin. He takes his kids, he starts throwing them around, he does crazy stuff, he's jumping up and down. Very Gewaldig. Omerli. Atzis my shamas. Listen, tell me what you hear. V'shamas da'ava omrin, Moshe v'seirosoi emes. He heard them saying in the ground, Moshe and his Torah are true, v'heim badon, and we are false. Omerli. It's like when you mix a pot, you want to get it all good. So there in Gehenim as a gut, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mixes it up. They shouldn't be in one place for a second. It takes about 30 days to come around. Reb Baruch, what does he say? The Beis HaLevi?
30 days.
It's the tshuva. The what?
It's 30 days for a change to be implemented. So that's why we get 30 days before Rosh Hashanah. So we don't just make the change, but we make a full change before Rosh Hashanah.
So what? It takes 30 days to make a change. And that's why we have 30 days before Rosh Hashanah. And what's the 30 days with them?
That's why every 30 days.
It was a change to make sure that they didn't change, to make sure they do change. The kitzer, Ayin Sham in the Beis HaLevi. V'amri Hacha, Moshe v'Sari. Omali, Kol Tlotzi Yomim Hadalu Gehenim L'Hacha Kebaz B'Kalachas. V'amri Hacha, Moshe v'Sari Emes V'im Badoim. So they say this thing. Omali, Toach V'Lo Chech Denashki Aru Rukiya Da'adadi. Let me show you where the heaven and the earth they meet. Shakilto L'Siltai. I took my basket with my food. Asnichta bekafta the rekia. I put it in a window in the heaven. Advent Selino beyasa v'lesh kachita. I went to daven. I come back. I can't find my basket. Where's my basket? Aminalei iki gadol v'hachis. I tell the Arab. I said, "What are there people that's stealing things?" Omali hagal galo the rekia. This is the earth is going around in a circle. The hodar. Wait until tomorrow. If you wait here until tomorrow, you'll find it. There's this Maisa Shahaya. They have this restaurant in New York. They have a few places where people go on dates over there. It's one of these places that you sit, and if you all of a sudden the whole thing turns around like a carousel, turns around in a circle. They have it in London also.
Yeah, the plates come around.
Yeah. Not the place come around. The whole room turns in a circle. You're like 50 stories up in Manhattan looking, and all of a sudden, you're looking over there, looking over there. This girl, every guy she went out with, she dumped. She had a trick. She used to work in the hospital. She would in the labor department or whatever it is, and she'd say, "Oh, I have an emergency. Somebody's giving birth." She'd just book out of there in the middle of the date. So she's on the date. She didn't like this guy, so she looks at her phone. She says, I gotta go, I have an emergency. She puts her feet down to put her shoes in, they're gone. She looks. So she had to sit there for like 20 minutes until the room came around and she got her shoes. By that time, she was like already thinking about getting engaged to this guy, and she married this guy. Partially because she didn't know the 20 minutes. Whatever happened can. Then her husband became a Galadar, and she gave birth to a Galadar. B'chulu. Yeah. All right, I got their cue. So, yeah. So, I don't know who said one of the Farshim says over here that the Taya, this Yishmael in this story is the Yitzhara, and his job is to come and disturb those who are learning Torah. And he says to the guy learning Torah, he says, it's geschmack to make money also. You're learning, everything's good, but if you also on the side do some business, that's where the heaven and the earth meet. You're doing a lot of Torah, but you know what? The little gashmi is not going to hurt you. So the two worlds come together. So Rabbi Rachana said, okay, let me try this out. And it didn't work so well. And then he said, okay, I'm going to take my basket, I'm giving it to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. My parnassus is going to be from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then it didn't work out so well. He didn't get the parnassus. He said, I'm putting all my bitachon on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so how come he's not helping me? He said he figured out that, at the end of the day, tzaddikim don't always have the parnassus. They also struggle. Just because you put your bitachon on HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't mean HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to listen to every single tzaddik. But lemachar, if you wait on the galgal, when it comes around, lemachar is the olam haba. Olam haba, everybody gets paid the full amount. Zok the Gemara. Oh, Rav Safra. No, where are we? No, Rabbi Elchonon. Rabbi Elchonon mishtoi. Zim l'chada have a kazdina besfinta. I was once on a ship. This is Rabbi Elchonon. That's it. No more Rav Chana for now. V'chazina now cover the apke l'reish miyama. I saw this fish sticking out his head from the ocean. V'dam yinene kitrei siarei. His eyes look like two moons. And water came flying out of his two nostrils. Like two rivers in Surya. So, there's a beautiful pshat here. Let me just see, because I took a picture of it. You're not going to see, I just have to read it. The Eli Ephraim says this. The Torah is nimshal to water. I just like this thing in the middle. So the fish that's sticking his head out is the Amaretz. The Amaretz didn't learn Torah a lot in his life. He's not shkoyach. The notes. What do you? So the Talmud Chacham, the Amaretz sticks his head out, and he wants to learn Torah. Many years he didn't learn well. It reminds me of a lot of us, myself included. So he can't say to himself, look, I didn't learn so many years, but I'm going to start learning now. And then he brings you the Chavetz Chaim. And I think they say in Yiddish, what's the lashon? It's nicht, it's a ton, it's nicht so oftun, it's a ton, something like that. What? Midaf ton, nicht oifton. Exactly. So what the Chavetz Chaim is saying is, you got to do. You don't have to accomplish, but you have to try. You have to learn. If it doesn't go and you don't understand every day the daf and this and that, that's not you have to try. Midaf ton, nicht oifton. You hear what your son says? He's the guy from the other shir. What? Yeah. Yeah. But if a person, he says, the Chavetz Chaim says, if a person decides to learn and to be amal in Torah, he'll be matzliach. That's v'shteita. Okay. My name is Gaber, then it'll be like the water coming out, like to this. My name is Gaber. Okay, fine. I just want to get to the Chavetz Chaim's point. Zog the Gemara. Rav Savr Mishtoi. Rav Savr says, I was once on a boat. I saw a fish sticking his head out of the water. He did some picture of Morah there. Come on, yes. Oh, that's something else. Oh, this is good. Did you know that there's some fish that have a horn? Yes. This is crazy.
Male narwhals can weigh nearly 2 tons. With bodies up to 16 feet long.
It's a unicorn fish. Call it whatever you want, but I would not want to get hit by that. I'm just going to read the Gemara weiter. It had a horn. I'm a small little fish. This guy here is 2 tons, right? I'm a small fish. He's 300 parsa. I have a shayla for you. Let's say over here the Gemara says this fish is 300 parsa, which translates to like, what is this? Coffee for me? From Benny, of course. Shkoyach. He's saying I need coffee. I have a shayla. This is really, the answer is only going to come tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you the answer today. Do you get punished if you think to yourself, the Gemara is 300 parsa, 700 miles long. The fish is 700 miles. We're sugar. Okay. The rabbis, do you get punished for saying that on Gata? Okay. Let's say right over here, you don't like what the Gemara is saying. Doesn't make any sense. Science never found a fish 700 miles long. If it was a half a mile long, we would know about it. 700 miles long. Can't, mamish. What happens to somebody like that says that? Huh? You know this Yid from YU says. All you guys that learned the yeshiva, you don't even know what he said. Gal Sha'at Tzamos. Rabbi Yochanan turned them into a pile of bones because he thought that Rabbi Yochanan's magzim. In Agadata. Rabbi Yochanan said a story in Agadata, and he said one of the Talmidim thought to himself, that's tomorrow's story. He died. Okay, so you got to be. I'm just warning the Olam. Just be careful what you're thinking over here. I know what you're thinking, so be careful. And this fish, this tremendous whale, says, "I'm on my way to feed the Levyasan. The Levyasan needs to eat. He's a little hungry. I'm going to be the food. I'm doing Ratzon Hashem." This is more like when I went to Shas Yidin. Well, why not? I should milk it as much as I can. So I'm going to ask them questions. Shas, I know Shas. So I said, okay, I'm going to do Eli Stefansky style. I brought a bunch of pictures. In the beginning, they didn't know I was flying. So this guy, all these Rashivas, Reb Chaim Kanievsky just finished preparing them. I came up right after Reb Baruch Mordechai Ezrachi was there. Zechariah Lebracha. It was him and then me. So he's asking them, and I come with my picture. And I showed him this picture right over here. I said, what's this? Where in Shas is this? And in seconds. Bava Basra and die, the whole place in a second. Yeah, okay. And then I'll just tell you guys you don't know this part. One of our guys in the Koilel is one of the best guys in Shas. I call him the Belzer Menachem Mendel Fenster. He knows Kolatari Kula Mamish in milliseconds. The way he was there, and after I left, so they went over to him and they said to him, he says, Mamish, you're Rosh Koilel. That's what they call the Rosh Koilel. Mamish, he's a Baki Niflin Shas. It's unbelievable. So he didn't know what to tell them. So he said, yeah, but Lamaisi is a little weak in Chulin. In Chulin he's a little weak. Okay, anyway. And whoever knows me knows I'm a little weak in Bava Basra, the Ein Gimel, and Ein Dal probably also. What I learned yesterday, I don't remember. Anyway, weiter. Omer Ravashi. How is it the Yamo? It happens to be, I'll tell you you new guys, I did Chazar on Bava Basra. How many times? 22 times. 7.5 years ago, 22 times, and I don't remember a word came out. Mamash came out. A few, from these stories I remember the Galat Samais, few things. So Akash Baruch gave me a gift. Amar Rashi, how is it the Yamo, the Bochish, Visli Karne, the Bochisha, this goat, and we'll see that every animal that you have on earth, you have in the water. Came out every animal besides one. Which one don't you have in the water? A chulda. That's it. So there is such a thing called, they have a seahorse. I don't know if that's what it is. A seahorse is like a horse, let's say. So there's something called the goat of the ocean, and it uses its horns to scavenge food. Rabbi Yochanan said, we came and I was on a ship. We saw a chest full of diamonds, whatever, nice chest full of a treasure chest. And the fish that surrounded it again, the Vahadri surrounded it, the Mikri Kreisha. In Hebrew, a karish is a shark. So I don't know if that's what it means here, but here's a picture that Yoshi did. Here's a chest, and there was creation, whatever you want to call them, surrounded it. Nochis baramaroi lasuya. A diver jumped in there to get it. Rogash, and these fish, they noticed him. I'll tell you real quickly, because I want to be Mahanad Oilam. If you haven't done it, it's a chiyuv, maybe doiraisa. To do it in a mokum tsanua, you have to go scuba diving. You have to. You look at the ocean, it looks like a bunch of water. You stick your head in there with goggles and a tank, or even without a tank. You don't want to do it like that. Go to a place where they can take you down there. You'll see a oilam that you never saw before in your life. Crazy things. Every inch is something else. This animal, that animal, and the colors, the mishonadik, reds and blues and pinks and yellows and flowers. It's crazy. How do you live in this world and not go in there? It's a pellet play. So it happens to be 2 weeks ago. I almost went to the best place in the world. I was in Hawaii. Took my wife to Hawaii on our 30th anniversary. And so I said, okay, we found a place. Guy has his own little small boat. He's going to take me an hour away, the best place ever. And I checked it out. Taka the best place. I'll see sharks, guaranteed. Sharks and turtles and everything. A scuba diver's dream. It's called the Forbidden Island. Look it up. So how much is it? $500. $500. I gave him $500. I asked my wife for shus. She said, Father, you love scuba diving. You haven't been for, I don't know how many years, 10 years. So, no, not 10 years, 6 years since I started this year and everything. Yeah, you might as well go. So I said, when are you leaving? I said, 5 in the morning. I'll be back at 2 o'clock. So, okay. Apparently, she didn't do the cheshbon. 5 to 2. She said, 5 to 2. The next day, she says, wait a minute. Isn't that like 10 hours? Like, I don't know math. But 5 2. I'm coming home at 2. What's the nafkamina? How many hours? No, it's an nafkamina. 10 is not good. 10 hours is not good. So I'm on their anniversaries for her, not for me, right? I have kiluk, I have Yechiel. So I said, okay, forget it. So I canceled. Then she says, wait a minute, you can't cancel, you gotta go. I said, but they left already. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning. They left at 5. So you gotta go. So I went to a shvacha place, and I got back at what time? At 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2:30. So I'll share with you the what do you call it? The colors is terrible, but it's time to give you a dugma of what you could see down there. This is very hard to see. A turtle that size, he wasn't moving really that much, but he was alive. I took this video. I didn't have the right lights and this and that with the GoPro, you know, in a cave, the schmack stuff. Everything is so colorful, but over here it's very dull because it's deep. No, you go with the guide, yeah. This is 70 feet maybe. But the colors are very schwach. You can see, you look up, that's like in the top of the... Oh, so the reason why I'm saying this is, I always had a dream to go on a liveaboard. Liveaboard is a ship, is a boat that holds like 20 people with rooms, and all they do the whole day is you get up, scuba dive. And after scuba dive, take it to Bishuna the place. So if there are other from people that are interested, let me know. One day, after we finish Shas. Okay, Zog the Gemara. I shouldn't have gone, because now I got the taiva to go again. Oh, yeah. By Citron Films, maybe Citron can go with us and take. And the 6 hostages that were killed this week. Hirsch, Ben Perel Chana. Maybe we'll go tonight after the shir. You think they'll be around? You gotta go. Tonight is last night? They said it was 2 hours to get in. Uri ben Einav, Efrat, Eden, Almog, Alexander, Carmel. Okay, I gotta go. The fish noticed him, this diver, trying to get the chest. He tried to knock his thigh out. So he threw some vinegar at him and he ran away, the fish. So the Baskol came out and said, what are you messing around with the chest? The Dvisu de Reb Chanina ben Doisa. That belongs to the wife of Reb Chanina ben Doisa. The Asidah de Shadia to Chelta Ba Litzadike LaAlma da Asi. She's going to use this chest. She's going to have their tchelas and she's going to give it to the tzaddikim in Olam Emes. So Reb Chaim Kanievsky would, for her people say, Rebbe, for me on Shas. So one of the questions he would ask is, can a woman put tzitzis in a beged? And the answer is, from this Gemara right over here, Ayin Dalet, he proves it, that Reb Chanina ben Doisa's wife is going to put the tchelas for tzaddikim. That those who argue, the Rebbe Tam says it's aser. Rebbe Tam says that tchelas, not tchelas, he says tzitzis. And he would ask about tzitzis. Okay, machlokes rishonim, if that's the way it is. Akol Parim. One of the pshatim here is, I don't remember who says it, that the chest is referring to the zchar of the Olam Haba. And in Olam Hazeh, you can't see what's inside. It's just, you see this cool things in there, but you don't know what it is. The fish that surround the chest, those are the Talmidei Chachamim that deserve that award. And the diver is a guy that's trying to chop the chest without learning Torah. He wants the schar without it. So they tell him, no, the schar is for people like the wife of Chanina ben Doisa, who even when she got a gift from Shemayim, they got the golden thigh. She begged Reb Chanina to give it back. She said, I don't want to have anah from this. And the Gemara says, so they took it, and they said the ness of taking, Shemayim taking it is greater than the ness of giving it, but that's who deserves this kind of sechar, an award. Zok the Gemara, Rav Yehuda Indo Mishtoi, Sayers, he's from Ethiopia, from Kush, from India. Zimno Chada Havazlina Besfinta. I was once on a ship. I saw this unbelievable gem, but it was surrounded by a tanin, by a snake. Depends what art school you go with. The Hebrew one says it's a snake. The English one says it's a sea monster. Later on the Gemara says it's a sea monster snake. So a diver jumped in to get it. So the tanin wanted to swallow the ship. Also, pishkanzo, we had this. This is the female raven, pascularation, chopped off its head. He did some sort of picture here to, I don't know if it's a raven. The kitzer, its head is knocked off. The blood, the water turned red. Also, tanina chavrei. So this other monster came. Shakloi took the gem. He put it on the head of the chopped off monster, and his head reattached itself, and he lived. So now he's alive. Now he's really upset. He wanted to swallow the boat again. So he came again and chopped off his head. So, but it's going to go. It's like a catch-22. He's going to die. They're going to put the gem. So they had to chop that gem and put it on the boat, take it away from them, so they can't revive him. So they took this stone, and they threw it in this ship. They had this like herring or bird herring, birds that were dead, salted birds. So they took schnitzel, a bunch of schnitzel. They want to see if they can make from schnitzel, they can make a live bird. So they took the gem. Let's see if it works. They take a piece of schnitzel, put the gem on it, all of a sudden the schnitzel starts and flies away. But the problem is they miscalculated. The bird woke up and grabbed the gem and flew away. A lost opportunity. A person has a kishrin in this world, has a kishrin. He can do unbelievable things. What does he do? Like the story with the king. He takes a dart. The king says, who has an unbelievable talent? I do. Right? Takes a dart, throws it 100 feet away, hits the center. Then he takes another dart, throws it and hits the dart. He takes a third dart and hits the second dart. So the king says, you get the award. You did the best thing. But you also get punished. You wasted your life in taking a dart and throwing on another dart. Man, it's a wasted opportunity. Here he had a stone. He could have taken that stone straight to Morah Machpelah, wake up Avram Avinu. Instead, he woke up a piece of schnitzel. And that was it. End the story. So the Malbim over here says that the Sfina is a person, the Even Toiva is a Seichel, the Svar is logic. And the diver the diver wanted to use his Seichel, but the Tanin comes, that's the Taivas of the person. Taiva, sometimes he uses your Seichel against you even. He takes your Seichel, your logic, and explains to you why this Isser that you're about to do is mutter. With your own Seichel, your own logic. So that's what it means, like you take the gem and you're mechaya the Taiva, you mechaya that monster that died. And in order to overcome it, you have to be an achzer, you have to be a little vicious to your own like a Oirev. Oirev doesn't care about its own children. Sometimes you have to be achzer to your own body. And at the end it says that he was able to overcome and use his seichel for the right thing, etc., etc. He was able to mechaya the bird, exactly, then the bird flew away. I don't know the end of that. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Toda Rabbanon. The Israelis are starting to come. You got 7 minutes, Rabbi, so what are you doing? Maybe they didn't hear. Ma'aser Rabbi Elazar Yeshua, show you boim b'sfina. V'ayir Rabbi Elazar Yoshen, Rabbi Yeshua Neir. Rabbi Yeshua was up, and Nizazeh Rabbi Yeshua v'ninar Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Yeshua started shaking from Pacha. So then Yaakov says, because he saw, like we said the other day, that a wave that has a white shining glow on it, that means it's a wave that's coming to kill you. So that's what he saw. Started shaking. Why are you shaking? I saw a tremendous light in the sea. What's the big deal? Maybe you saw the eye of the Leviathan. We had a thigh with us. We opened it up, and this is Einam Shel Leviyasan. Let me see. What is this? No, I don't want this one. I don't like that one. Something like this. Okay, but I prefer this one. Real quickly, Nikur. I need some sound, please. Yeah, Nachamal, let's do it because I need the sound. Nikur is also the chaylev and a lot of this, but this is the main thing, the Gida Nasha. This is a Yerach, by the way.
שתי טבעות, אבל אנחנו הולכים כיחידת הגאונים שמחמירים גם את שומנו ולחטט אחריו מתחילתו ועד סופו. אז עכשיו אנחנו מנקרים אותו והולכים לחומרות בניקור בישיבה.
This is what's called ניקור.
לחומרה לפי כל השיטות.
Don't worry, it's a 3-second rule.
אולי אני אביא תבנית?
This is the Gida Nasha. Right over there, Gida Nasha, that's one of the things they take out. Okay. Beseder. So, V'nakirno, we did Nikur. V'anachno ha'izbe, we put it on top of grass. Adam Yaisen Tzive, until we brought the wood, Cholam, it healed completely Atma, the thigh. V'tavinon, so we roasted it as is, the whole thigh. Something happened that it healed itself. When we came back to that spot 12 months later, we saw the coals they were still burning. We came to Ameimer. That's called samatri. It's a special type of grass and it has the power to heal wounds and flesh like that. Hanu Gumre and the coals, the Risma Havu, special coals called Risma. It says in the pasuk, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the great Taninim. What is that? Uzili diyama. This is the Shara bar that we discussed the other day, but of the ocean. Here's the pasuk, Nachash Bariach, Leviyasan Nachash Akalasan. There's two Leviasans, one is Bariach, one is straight, that's the Zachar, and one is Akalasan, crooked. Simon, Kol Sho Yardin. Oh, Rabbi Lama Rav. Kol Masha Baruch Baruch Be'Lama Zochon Akeva Bram. There's a male and a female. Af Leviyasan, Nachash Bariach, Leviyasan Nachash Akalasan, Zochon Akeva Bram. So this Leviyasan Nachash Bariach, this is Zochon Akeva. Vilmolan is Kagan Zelazeh. Machrim Kolayim Kulay. If they had children, offspring, the world would be destroyed. They're too large. Me'as HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Sirius is a Zachar, he's Messiah is a Zachar, V'harag an Akeva, U'malchal tzadikim l'salavai, he's Messiah is a Zachar, and he killed an Akeva. If he killed an Akeva, why does it have to be Messiah the Zachar? There's no Akeva. There are other whales, there are other giant fish that he keeps mizdakik with. But over here you see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Messiah the Zachar. How is he allowed to be Messiah the Zachar? HaKadosh Baruch Hu keeps the Torah. So you want to bring a raya from here that you're allowed to be misaris a fish. Some say no, it's not a raya because what HaKadosh Baruch Hu did, it's a sirus min shamayim. If lo yaleinu, a man is in a car accident and he's misuras, he has to get divorced from his wife. But if it happens min shamayim, you don't have to get divorced. It's not a real sirus. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's misaris, that's not a sirus. That's all. Okay. So again, what's the answer to the question? Can you be misaris a fish? Machloikis. Shneimar v'argis atanin asher bayam. Sorry, Masa So there's giant animals called behemoths. They eat 1,000 mountains worth of food. Again, don't say anything in your mind when you hear this stuff. It's dangerous. There's a Zachar and a Keva. And if they had offspring, the whole world would be destroyed. So over it's slightly different. Instead of killing the nekeva, he took away her taiva, but he's Messiah the Zachar. He never had hatala zera ze Zachar. The nekeva never had offspring. Hasamnami asked the Gemara, the Leviyasan, the source of the Zachar, it's not on the nekeva. How come why do you have to kill the nekeva? It could just taken away the taiva. Dog and pritze, because fish, by nature, they're parts. Even if they would take away the taiva, she would still have offspring. How come he didn't kill the zachar? Kill the zachar and be misaris the nekeva. Because it tastes better. It's better meat to kill the nekeva and save her for olam haba. It says in the pasuk, "Leviyasan zeh yitzarta l'sachik boy." Because Baruch created Leviyasan. The simple word, it doesn't make any sense. We don't understand what it means. L'sachik, to play, to be mishasheh, to spend time with, or whatever that means. Some explain, put the kedusha in it, or whatever it is. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't sound right to say that because Baruch is misachik with the nekeva. Al-Chanami, as the Gemara, so too by the behemoths, lim l'chol in nekeva. How come Hakadosh Baruch Hu doesn't salt in nekeva lost lavoi? Kaver melicham ali. Fish, herring, salted fish is good. Bisra melicham limali, but salted meat is no good. When Hakadosh Baruch created the world, everything was water, right? It was a big mixture. He had to show the land. So he told the sar, the one appointed on the ocean, swallow the water of all the world so that you could see the land. Omar lefanov, big mistake. He was chutzpahdik. It's enough what I could do. I could barely do what I'm doing, holding on to the water that I have. Miyad bad boy, Hakadosh Baruch Hu kicked him, v'haraga, and killed him. Shenemar b'koichei haraga hayamus v'nosei mochatz rav. He smashed Rav. His name is Rav. If not for the fact that he's buried by water and called his odor is so terrible. How could water cover water? What does it mean? The ocean is covering the ocean. Ella, it's covering it's covering the sara of the water. It comes out of the banyos. Today the banyos. Goes to the Kinneret. Goes to the Mediterranean. Comes to the mouth of the Yosef. Maskif law. We'll just do two more lines. If it doesn't say Bala B'Yasan, this is a possible way the behemoth. When do the behemoths know that their lives are saved? When the Leviathan is still alive, he knows that he's saved. Because one of the pshatim I saw, I think from Binyomin, is that we eat on Shabbos, first we eat fish, then we eat meat. So as long as the fish is alive, the meat knows that he's okay. Rabbi Sai, thank you for coming. Have a wonderful week, a wonderful day. Tomorrow morning, Be'ez Hashem at 7:10.